Hi, everybody. Thank you for hopping on. I'm Natasha with Stunner Squad. It is August 3rd, and I'm really excited for tonight's team call. We have paused calls for a few months, and everybody's been requesting that we start doing them together again as just our team and downline. So I'm excited to be doing this call tonight and have Bree on as our guest. She's going to be talking with us during Cup month, by the way, about tracking, why it's so important, and what is that she uses to go ahead and track, and it's helped her be super successful. So before we get started, just some quick things. Like I said, it's August, so it's Team Cup month. Everybody should be going like to the wall. I know that there's lots of groups going, there's messages going, like teams that are chatting and talking. This is the time to really come together and work as a team. Like, it doesn't just have to be your team. We can work as an entire team. If something's working for you, please share it, because our goal together for all of us is to just help people, right? So if you have something that's working for you, share it with us, please. We do have the calendar in our team page that has daily call to actions. So follow that, because that's going to help you find success without feeling like you're repeating yourself every single day and like you don't know what to say or what to do, and you won't annoy all of your people on social media. And this also, as far as we know, is the last month for the BOD Challenge Pack promo to be at 160. So take advantage of that. Make sure that everybody you've talked to, you follow up with. And if you don't know who you've been talking to, really pay attention to tonight's call so that you know who you're talking to going forward. Okay? So, Bree, I'm just going to go ahead and pass it right on over to you. All right?
Sounds good. I don't know if I have the capability to mute. There was like a little bit oh, there we go. I think you are. Okay. So my name is Bree. I am a 3-star lifetime diamond premier Beachbody coach. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Anyway, so I have 2 kids. So for those of you going, oh yeah, I know, like we see top coaches or coaches succeeding and we're like, yeah, that's nice for them. I have a full-time job or I have kids. Like, just know I work this business in about an hour a day. No joke. Like, yes, I have days in the month that I get like a big pocket or chunk of time, but I legit in 3.5 years have worked this business consistently for about an hour a day. So I wasted, I'm talking about tracking, and I'm really passionate about it because I wasted my first 2 years not tracking. And let me tell you, there are a lot of goals I could have hit had I been tracking, because you are missing pockets of success by not tracking. You are wasting a lot of time by not tracking, and your business will just explode by tracking. Like, it sounds so crazy, and I am like the most like unorganized crazy person. Like, I do not have a system. My desk is in my kids' playroom. Like, it's like a hot mess express, like nothing crazy. So when I say tracking, I don't mean like you need spreadsheets and like all this craziness. I use Teamzy. You need to find what works for you. So I'm going to share a little bit why I love it, what it's done for me. But I would say, like, experiment a little. My first 2 years was paper and pen. And while I preached paper and pen, people got lost, right? Like, people get lost. And I always use the excuse that I'm not a computer person. I'm not very techie. It takes me like 17 hours to figure out what a normal computer, like illiterate like person would take like 5 minutes. It takes me hours, guys, literally hours. So I put it off and put it off. I was like, I can't do a computer program. I don't know how to use Google Documents. I don't know how to use spreadsheets. It would frustrate me. I'm also dyslexic. So for those of you guys that think like reading from your notebook or these spreadsheets are like googly-eyed, yeah, like I get it. So I was like, I just can't use those systems. Well, I decided I was going to take 48 hours, and instead of working my business, I was just going to learn it. I dove into YouTube videos. I found all the resources I could, and I stumbled and fell and like figured it out, right? And for 2 months, I was like, I think my business is tanking. Like, I'm terrified that everything's going to shit. Sorry if you have kids around. But once I got through it, it was like this breath of fresh air. I could let go of all the people that were like, rolling around up here that I was like, don't forget Kim and her son, and I'm supposed to message her in 2 weeks. And Jessica wanted to like end of summer because she's a teacher and starts, right? Like all that stuff. But I'm like, I got it. I'm good. I didn't have to do that anymore. And I was like, I can breathe. I got to sit down and work. And every single time I sat down to work, I was like, I know who I'm talking to. I don't have to go scroll Facebook to find someone to invite. I don't have to go scan through like who was commenting, who's liking, right? It just was it fell into place. And I was like, oh my gosh, why haven't I been doing this? And since doing that, I literally have not hit Success Club like 20. And that between me and my spouse and second business and all that. But no less than 10 people a month just from making sure I'm just consistent. I know I could rock out more, but that's what I can do comfortably to help people. If I'm signing up 10 people, I know that I can get them started and actually help them instead of mass producing like Success Club points and then these people falling through the cracks. Again, know your boundaries. So if you're not familiar with Teamzy, I don't know if it'll let me screen share. I was just going to show you mine real quick. Like I said, we did have corporate walkthrough. So if you want to try this, I will give Natasha a link to post in the team page that will give you a free trial. It'll be like, Bree's invited you, and it'll give you a free trial, and then if you decide to, you can sign up and pay. But for 30 days, you can try it. But we did have corporate walk through all the logistics of like, how do you add your Facebook contacts? How do you add you can even go into your online office and add all your customers. So it's going to import leads. So people that I'm like probably never even touched, like Beachbody's given this customer to me, and people that I've probably not even talked to, I'm going through now and I'm like, oh my gosh, who is this person? I can email them. I can connect with them. So it's really, really important to go through all those steps. I'm not going to do that tonight because we have a recording. I can share it with Natasha to share with you guys for the logistics, and I'm definitely not the person to do that. I would fail miserably. But the walk-up process, they have a video for each step on how to do those things as well. So if you're not as computer literate, it will make a lot of sense and be super simple. So let me see if it'll let me share my screen, and I'll just show you guys quickly what it looks like. And again, this might not be your program of choice, but you need something. And I purposely didn't fill it out today. So normally those zeros would be numbers. I took a social media free day to be with my girls, so there's nothing there. But usually at the top here, and it'll have you actually walk through your goals. So income goal, and then it breaks down how many people you need to talk to, how many customers you need to be connecting with, how many coaches you need to be talking to, and it breaks it down here. You see customers, coaches, and your follow-ups, which, yes, guys, 233 follow-ups. How would I ever remember that many people if it was like up here in a notebook, right? There's bound to be one person that you're going to have fall through the cracks that might be your next rockstar coach or your next client that's going to have amazing results. So I add people from Instagram. I add people from my like page. I add people that friend me. Just add them all here. So add contacts. You can add any of their information. And the cool thing is it lets you, let me go to, I'm just going to go to one of my coaches so that I'm not showing anybody's information besides this girl. So you can, once you sign them up, you can put them into a category. You can select a date you want to follow up. So if they're that person that's like, next week I get paid, guess what? You don't have to remember like when you're following up. You just put that in there. You can make a note. You can put activity. My favorite thing ever, because I don't know if you guys use scripts or have like copy paste invites or you're bouncing back and forth or you don't know what to say. When you're going to message and connect with somebody, you can go here and have all your scripts right here as well. So not only are you condensing, not only are you condensing the amount of time from clicking back and forth and toggling, you literally can pull up Messenger and you can pull this up and you don't have to have like all these crazy things. You can tag it by coach prospecting. You can tag it by inviting, and they have a lot of scripts for you, but then you can put your own in. So if it's something that you say to a lot of people, you can put it in here and you can tag it however you want. Another thing you can do is tag people. So you see I have anybody that I've talked to about 3-day refresh, anybody I've talked to about all access. So I have like where they're placed under my genealogy, all that stuff. So you can tag them. So every single month I put the tag of the month. So that makes my follow-ups really, really simple, and I know who I'm inviting because everybody from July that I added into this program, guess what? They all get an invite from me. Everybody from July gets an invite because they've been in my system, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or wherever, for a month. So they've seen at least a post or two, and I've tried to engage with them through that month. And then I feel like I've earned the right to invite them. So many people go, I'm fearful. I'm going to stop sharing because, again, I'm not going to walk through the program, but that's kind of what it looks like. You'll see more what it does. It's crazy. But you will see exactly who you have the right to invite to a challenge group, right? So many people, I don't know about you guys, raise of hands, I guess it's muted, but that's like one of your biggest fears is like messaging somebody, like talking to somebody for the first time, right? And what's the biggest thing we do in this business to succeed is talk to people, right? So, and trust me, like I'm an introvert, I'm like stay-at-home mom. When like I get around people, I'm like, I don't know what to say. So when people are like, just talk to them like a friend. And I'm like, I don't have any friends. I don't know what you mean. Like, what are you talking about? I talk to a 4-year-old all day. So I always feel like I don't have the right, I don't have the credibility or like what gives me the right to pop into this person's inbox and be like, hey girl, I have this fitness and health group. I think you need to lose weight or you really need me, right? Like scammy, gross, hate it. We've been there. We've gotten that message. Trust me, no, nobody wants that. But if you've added somebody in here and you're like, I'm going to follow up with them every 2 weeks, then the next month, like they have that July tag this month, whether I've liked stuff on their page or I've sent them a message about how cute their kid is or the picture they posted about going on a trip, I've been able to just be like, oh my gosh, your trip looked so much fun. Hey girl, where did you get that shirt? I love your profile picture. You don't have to be weird. You can just say little things, da-da-da-da, right? And then the following month, be like, girl, I have no idea if this is even something that you'd be interested in, but I wanted to check. I'm running this fitness and health group. I know as a busy mom, I need accountability and love having a plan from home. Is that something you'd be interested in if I sent you some details? I've earned that right to send that message, and Teamzy just gives it makes it that much easier to funnel more people through and be genuine about it, right? We can only like keep like a max capacity of like 10 conversations in our head without losing our shit. So sorry, there's kids. I'm trying. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. So I'm trying to stick to my notes because I'm super all over the place. But your business success is based on the amount of people you get in front of. It's crucial to be talking to the masses, right? What you preach in your personal messages, you need to be blasting in public. So every time you send a message, you can literally walk away from it and go, I'm good, right? Because they're in your catalog. And you don't have to feel slimy about like, oh, I guess I need a Hit Success Club. I'm going to go message Trish over here and Jen over there. Like, no, you've earned the right. And so tracking helps you just bring it in and forget about it and be able to actually connect with people. You can make notes in there. So yeah, I'm not one for like 50 pages or writing a journal entry, but I can literally make a tag pregnant. If I'm like looking for moms that are pregnant for a free group to share what I did when I was pregnant, I can literally go to my toggle for pregnant. I can filter through and see who's had their babies, congratulate them. I can see who's still pregnant, invite them to my clean eating group or whatever. So I hope that makes sense of whoever your demographic is. Maybe it'll be Harry Potter fan club group or MTV, whatever group, right? Like you can actually create your niche and make it more feasible for you to connect with people that you actually want to hang out with and talk to without feeling scattered. Plus, we want, in this business, so many people say, Beachbody doesn't work because all they say is, you have to talk to more people. You're not doing enough, right? Like, have you guys heard that? And you're like, I have no more time. Like, what do you mean? Like, I can't talk to any more people. But really, we just have to be a little bit more smart about the time and how we're talking to people. So again, tracking in a system that's just going to pop up who you're talking to instead of searching and whatever, you can talk to more people in a shorter amount of time. So I'm able to go to Starbucks in my 2-hour window when I used to like probably spend 2 hours searching out 5 people to like not feel slimy about messaging. I can now message 200 people and feel absolutely genuine about it. Okay. So take some time. If you're going to track, do it right. And you don't have to feel like everybody's in there. People start filtering through and coming through the cracks. I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl was a client like 3 years ago when I first started Beachbody. She's not even in here yet. Then I add her, right? Don't feel overwhelmed because not everybody's in there, or your grandma's not in there, or somebody messages you and they're not in there, right? You just take it a step at a time. Trust me, there's still people I haven't even added my boyfriend's account because I'm like, I can't. I don't want to. There's too much people. So take it at your pace and go and just add as you go. Don't feel like you have to add every single person from your 5 years of notebooks, right? Trust me, it's a waste of time. Just start from now. Open it up and put that number one person, that first person that you add as a friend tomorrow, right? And start there. Because until you do that, until you make the jump, you're still going to be frazzled. This whole next week, you're going to be frazzled. So give yourself a deadline, give yourself a time or 2 times, and put it on your calendar for the next, in the next week or 2, and say, I am going to track. I'm going to find a system. I'm going to pick a plan, and I'm going to put as many people in there as I can, and that's where I'm going to start putting people, right? I like having a follow-up date. It's like the best system ever. I love that I can just forget about that person, and then they pop up, and I can instantly remember, like, oh my gosh, this girl, she got paid, blah, blah, blah. I can go to Facebook and find her and message her and done, right? So let's see. I do power pockets. So if you start getting a lot of people that you're tracking, like you can add more people, which is great. So I do power pockets where I will send out 20 invites, 30 invites from all of July. And then my next day, while my tracker might say that I like added 0 people, I just do it opposite days. So let it work for you. Teamzy might be like, you didn't add anybody, even though I tripled what I was supposed to add one day. And then the next day, all I do is message and follow up and message and follow up. And then the next day, I shoot out a bunch of invites and I walk away, right? So find what works for you and just know that it doesn't have to be somebody else's right way of doing it, okay? I have 233 follow-ups in my Teamzy right now because I haven't done it for 3 days. Some people like clearing it. I like holding off and having my hotspot conversations, my conversations with people that I know are going to sign up, and then I go back to my follow-up list, right? So find what works for you. Don't be afraid to let your like power hour be all about finding a system, because even if it takes a week to like get in the groove of things or it feels uncomfortable, this business is all about getting uncomfortable. And so until you do something that you've never done before, you're never going to know the potential that you have if you don't try. So I don't know if you have questions for me. Again, I didn't want to like walk through Teamzy, but I will share that with you because she walks through it way better than I ever could. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay, so I'll ask a few, Bree.
Okay.
First, do you message men who come up in your Teamzy?
It's weird because my whole team's like, can we add men to our team? I'm like, absolutely. I am like awkward turtle around guys, like total awkward turtle. And to be honest, I'm on Instagram a lot, and Instagram's like my thing, my jam. And most of the men coming through, I won't say all, but most of the men coming through my Instagram, I don't connect with because it's not connect worthy. The reason they want to connect is not for a business and not for me to coach them. So I choose to not. But I have a girl on our team that loves rocking it with dudes, like just it works and it fits. So me, no, I don't. If it's a lead that comes through, I have a very quick, simple, easy generated lead email that my boyfriend actually sends through my email. It's just like, hi, I'm your coach. I want to support you. Let me know what your fitness and health goals are. That goes to all my leads. So if it's a male, yeah, I'll send it to them. There was a lead that got weird. I was like, oh, okay, like, no. So, you know, because it prompts them, like, add me as a friend, like, I'd love to connect, blah, blah, blah. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Ever since then, I'm a little leery, but that's just my preference. I know there's a lot of amazing male coach, you know, potential out there. I just find that I'm like totally awkward and it goes south really quick. So I just abstain from it because it's more work than it's worth.
I totally get that.
If you're like, hey, do you have a boyfriend? Yeah. Did you even look at my page?
Like when I very first started Teamzy, it was like before they even made people pay for it. You know, I was one of their trial members.
Yep.
And I remember like uploading all of my contacts, you guys, and like 15 in a row were like some random dude from high school or whatever. And I was like, I just don't even know if I can ever use Teamzy. Like I would like freeze up because I'd ignore somebody, and then it would, back then it would like count like, oh, you ignored that person, but you talked to one person. So I'd hit my goals before I ever talked to anybody because all of these guys would show up, and I was like, I don't really know if I can use Teamzy. Like this isn't working. It's telling me I'm doing great and I'm doing nothing.
Yeah. It took me a long time. I'm very OCD as far as like looking at something and feeling like it's finished.
Yeah.
So for me, I really had to take a step back and be like, you know what? If there is a zero there is a purpose and a reason why it's zero. I'm not going to let this program dictate what I did or how I did it for a certain reason. So, and again, I really like it because you can import your whole Facebook contact list. So there were people that came up that I'm like, thank goodness I know I'm friends with this person so I can delete them, right? Yeah. Like there is no like person that you can't, like you don't have to feel afraid to be like, bye, like not going to follow up. It clears out room for people that can come onto your Facebook. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm nearing my friends like max capacity. So it does help me filter through because I'm like, oh yeah, that girl, like she posts some crazy stuff. Like she added me as a friend. I don't know if I want to see that. I can go unfriend. She can still follow, whatever. But it does help me filter through people that I'm like, yep, I'm probably going to disconnect with. So it kind of goes both ways where it's like, that person's been in my free group for 7 years. Like, you know, so I like that aspect of it, but I did have to let go of the control a little bit of seeing a big fat zero or seeing that I had follow-ups because I know the system that I created in Teamzy is a little different than how it actually works. But it works for me. So it does drive me nuts to see that little red thing that says I have follow-ups. Like it drives me bonkers. I don't know about like Facebook. You guys see the notification thing and you're like, I want it cleared. I want it cleared. And I'm the same way. So Teamzy, I'm like, like there's a number there that says I need to do something. They've done a lot of updating since that trial. I did the trial. So there is a lot of new things that they've come out with that I think have helped. And the fact that you can set the bar and the numbers for what you want it to be, you know, you can highball it, you can lowball it. I highball it. So you know what? If I don't hit my goal for the day, I know that if I hit half that number, even though it says I didn't accomplish my goal, I know I highballed it for a reason, right? I say I want to add 50 new people every single day. Do I accomplish that goal 98% of the time? No. But if I see that it's 28 or 30 or even 40% complete for the day, I'm like, girl, you met 20 new people, right? So I just had to look at it in a different way, but it still works for me. I'm like, you accomplish it. It's fine. It says you're 28% complete, but it's fine. It'll reset tomorrow and you're fine. So again, like I had to play with it a lot and I've given it like 6 months to marinate and kind of work for me. And I just ignore those numbers. I use it for the people and that's it.
Okay, so here's another question. I know that you do spend a lot of your time on Instagram. That's how you joined Beachbody. Anita found you through Instagram. Yep. This is one of Anita Myron's coaches, by the way, guys. I don't know if we ever said that. But do you add all of those people to your Teamzy also? And, you know, how does that work?
Once they're filtered through DM on Instagram, so if it's a personal message on Instagram, I don't usually add until that point.
Okay.
because usually DMing on Instagram I cut it pretty short. I usually have them add me as a friend, or I get an email from them, because people don't have Facebook, right? Some people are like, oh, I don't have Facebook. I deactivated Facebook. I'm like, cool, what's your email? Once I get their email, then they go into Teamzy. So if I have some sort of contact point, or I've had some sort of DM or message with them, and I know their actual name, and it's not like TJ759 from Instagram, then I do. Because, I have about 2,000, 5,000 views a day on my Instagram story. And like, no, I don't add every view. But once they've like DM'd or swiped up and messaged me, then from that point when I'm like, hey girl, are you on Facebook? Or hey, do you have an email? I want to send you details. And once they send that, then they go in Teamzy.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any questions about Teamzy? Okay, so
hold on. Sorry, I'm driving. How often are you setting follow-ups for? Because I have like 150, probably two, just because like when I was on vacation, I didn't do it. So I've kind of been behind. I get caught up, but then there all of a sudden is more. So I like always constantly have a lot.
So I rate everybody with a 5. So in Teamzy, you rate them by stars. I rate everybody with a 5 so that they automatically come up in my system. The default date is 60 days. So nobody goes past 60 days without getting a personal message from me. Now, if it's somebody that has commented and I've messaged about a challenge group, or somebody in a free group, or somebody where like it has actually gotten to the point about talking about joining, they get an automatic 2-week, like I change it and I set it to 2-week follow-up, right? So usually I let it default, because you can go past and you can start talking to people if you're like, I ran out of people. But defaulting gives people an opportunity to watch you. And I want to feel like I'm adding enough people and I have enough people to talk to that I don't have to like bug people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that person every 2 weeks in somebody's inbox going, hey, were you ready to do this thing? I want to challenge myself to be adding and getting in front of enough people that I can let it default for them to come up naturally, versus like, oh, I'm going to message her back in a week and see if she's ready. And again, if it's somebody that's like, I get paid next Friday, I would change it and set it for Thursday and be like, girl, payday, I'm so pumped. You're going to do this, right? Before they can have like a car breakdown or their house set on fire. Like, I'm ahead of the game, so I might set it like a day before. Somebody that's pregnant, if I know their due date, I will make sure to set like a check-in date of like 2 months or whatever. How's the pregnancy going, right? I'm not going to beg them to buy a challenge pack or ask them to be in a group when I know they're not comfortable with it. So I might be like, hey, 2-month check-in. I'm not going to check in every week. How was your OB appointment, right? Like, I don't need to be weird. But just enough that it's like my stuff on my page is still popping through. So again, what you preach in these private messages has to show on public. So I don't have to message and be annoying. I know that I'm sprinkling. So you can choose like how you connected with them. A lot of time when I add a new friend, and people are adding me now from Instagram or whatever, but when people are adding me or I'm adding them as a friend, the first connection I have, besides maybe a quick little, hi, I'm Bree, like, hey, I don't really do a whole lot beyond like the first month, just liking their stuff or commenting on their stuff. And so I select other, like I don't Facebook message or I don't email them. It's usually just like other, and I like their stuff, like their profile picture, make little comments on pictures. So I pop up and people are like, it says like, Bree liked your picture. Don't be weird and go like every single profile picture, because we all have seen that too, where I'm like, who is this person? Why did they just like pictures from 2013? But if you do that, then you will pop up and they're like, who is that again? Like they'll go and they'll see what you're preaching in public. So every 3 posts should have a sprinkling about coaching, about your challenge group, about the program you're doing, about your personal trainer in your gym, in your house. Something should have a sprinkling, because people will have a stop scroll. They literally will stop scrolling if you have shared stuff, if you have boring stuff, if you don't have pictures that are exciting, right? They want to see you. So be scroll stopping within the first 3 posts. And so
it's really helpful.
Yeah, I have my coaches, my new coaches, scroll each other's. We do basically a Zoom chat like this, and we scroll each other's and we critique. I'm like, guys, it's harsh. It's kind of scary. because you're going to hear stuff that you're like, oh, I know I should do that better. But we have to get better, right? Like I have people go to mine all the time. I'm like, guys, go look at my page. Would you know I'm a coach? Do you know I have something to offer? Or would you just think I'm like super into fitness and like, oh, there goes Bree again, right? Because I want people to know that I'm offering it, not just doing it, right? So that's the difference between somebody that's a coach and somebody that's like a challenger that you're like, please, you should coach. You're doing all the things without getting paid, right? Don't be that person. Don't be the person that they're like, oh, I need to go Google that. I need to go find that. What is that girl doing? They don't message you and then they will buy it. And then they message you and say, thanks for motivating me. I went and bought whatever, right? And you're like, no, wait, pick me. So make sure it's very clear in a non-salesy way that you are offering it and you want them to join. Every single day, I'm like, drop an emoji. Let me know. I want to give you details. I want to know your story, right? Constantly engaging and telling them that you want to hear from them. And that makes a huge difference in me not having to be spammy and weird in inbox. Because I get it all the time, and I know you probably feel the same way. And have new coaches come in or anybody like, I don't want to be slimy, I don't want to be salesy, but yeah, I still want to hit my goals. I still want to see Success Club on the board and have those goals. So there definitely is a way where you don't have to be slimy about it.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Kristen does too. She just nodded.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I seriously love Teamzy. I just want to make sure I'm using it like to its full potential.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, for those of you who are on the team and saw my post and everything, I so appreciate Bree doing this for us, and she is our Teamzy Part 1. 2 weeks from today, we are going to have Teamzy's corporate hosting our call so that they are going to give us all the technical side. They're going to give us a complete walkthrough. I mean, I've been using it on and off for years, but I still feel like every time I log in, like I'm confused. There are things that have changed. There are things like I'm still learning. And so for all of us who are using it or who want to try and use it, that's the way to go, everybody says. Like corporate will do these for us, but I do need everybody to get onto the call because they require 25 of us.
Please bring a friend, even if they're not a coach. Just have them log into this call.
I want your husbands logging in. I want your kids logging in.
iPad, Sophia Grace 92.
So that will be in 2 weeks, same time. Okay, you guys, I'm going to put it on our calendar as soon as we hang up. I just got the confirmation email like an hour or two ago from them. So I didn't want to put it out there and like jinx us or, you know. But does anybody else have any questions? We have about 4 minutes left for Bree. It doesn't even have to be about tracking or Teamzy. It can just be about the business or any questions that you have. She's an awesome resource.
I know, to be honest, this is the first time I've ever talked about tracking. Usually I'm like the girl that's like the cheerleader, like, let's talk about your why. So it was definitely a different call to give, like, okay, let's talk about like logistics stuff.
Oh my God, I love you. It's been so long since we've seen each other.
I know, Mexico. Is it Mexico?
Yes. That was a long time ago, you guys.
I have another kid. I know.
Awesome. All right. Well, here, riddle us this. What's your favorite personal development?
I really like, oh gosh, Sell or Be Sold. And I'm like trying to remember his name. It's literally like you will listen to it on Audible or read it and go, duh. Like I literally have listened to it 3 times in the last month because it's so like aha moments that I'm like, Grant Cardone. It's just like duh moments. And I'm sure you guys have all read a book like that, but it breaks it down so specifically that you're like, right, I can do this. I will do well at this. And it breaks it down like how you're going to do it. So I really, really like it. I tell all my new coaches to read it because it's the difference between, like, again, sell or be sold. Everybody's being sold something or they're selling something. So it kind of breaks that concept down, and I really like it. Otherwise, I'm like trying to think what I've read. I think that's my favorite. I've just been really, really loving that one. I am all about professional development. You know, personal development is great and get the mojos and do yoga and breathe life into it. But at some point, If this is a business, you need to be giving yourself professional development to actually grow a business. And it's okay to have a business mentality and put that into your daily to-do list. So I think a lot of people think, oh, like motivation books and inspiring, which is great. But sometimes you need brass tacks, like professional development to really make a difference in your business.
Yeah. He's a great author. He also, I recommended 10X to a lot of you guys last year.
Yep. Yep, I read 10X and I was like, oh my gosh. Somebody said sell or be sold. I'm like, I'm in. Like, I really like him. So.
I haven't read that one, so I'm going to.
Yes, it's a good one.
Just put his other one, his most recent one, in my Audible today.
Perfect. Yeah, I really like his style.
Yeah, agreed. All right, you guys, I really appreciate you guys hopping on. Thank you so much, Bree. I loved what you had to share with us. We all appreciate it. So everybody have an awesome night. I'm going to see you all again in 2 weeks. But before that, we'll see you on the team page. And we are going to crush August because it's Team Cup month and we are here to help. All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you.